everybody, Mike Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. This is kind of a quickie video. I was asked by a gentleman on one of the forums. We got into a discussion. Another gentleman asked how his clouds looked, and I made the comment that I use a template to do the tops of the clouds and then kind of just feather out the spray paint on the bottom of the clouds. And a gentleman wanted to know exactly how I use the templates. So I'm going to try. I don't have anything to paint, but I'm going to try and explain it. I don't even have a can of white spray paint or anything, so you're just going to see the invisible spray paint can. By the way, this is what happens when you're trying to cut a hole in your wood doorway on your shed with a utility knife and it slips. Let's get on with it. Okay, the first thing we do is make our template. I was sent something in a priority mail envelope. I saved it, and basically what I did is just tear any random pattern in the edge of it. And I like to do two sides of something like this, and I might even have split this in half. It doesn't really matter. You can use it as big or as small as you need, and I'll go into that in a little bit when we get inside. But anyway, this is just your painting mask that you're going to use, and let's go and show you how it works. Okay, if I was painting this cloud for the first time, and you can see that the edge is kind of wispy, but we also have a sharp edge showing here, and yet the bottom is very wispy. The only thing I haven't done on these clouds here is normally I would take an airbrush and just darken up the bottoms and darken up some spots in the cloud just to give it a little bit of depth and 3D-ness. Although you'll find with the spray paint that you do get the effect of being able to see through the cloud in certain portions. And if I was to overlay another cloud over this, which I have an example down here, it makes it much more white, and then the other one a little bit feathered in the background. But basically all you would do is just hold this up here, and I hold it about an inch off of the background, and just take your white spray can and spray down at about a 10 or 15 degree angle. Just hold your pattern steady. Then if you want, you can even move this pattern like so, spray along it like this, spray along it like this. The only thing you have to be careful about is if you reverse the pattern, if you want to reverse the pattern and use it in different angles, be sure that you don't touch your paint or let your paint dry on the back, but don't let your paint touch, your backdrop here. But you can, even just with one tear along here, you can get many different shapes by tilting this at different angles, okay? Then when you move on to another cloud, or if I was to overlay a cloud over this, what I would do is hold this maybe at a 45, do the same thing, spray along the edge, and once you get the edge sprayed, you'll wind up with a band about this big, depending on if you hold it about 8 inches away. And if you just feather that down just slightly, you wind up with the feathered bottom. And you can hold it in one place and make it a little puffy, by hitting the nozzle a little bit. You can kind of make them puffier and more billowy. I have the camera on a stand here. Let me see if I can successfully move this. It's going to be kind of really jerky. But anyway, here is an example of a cloud that's overlaid over another one. You can see how white the one on the left is versus the cloud on the right. I can come around over here and show you how big and you can make these things in billowy. Now some of them are billowy on top, and then you have one back there that's very sharp. And it's good just to kind of mix them up, because then they look a little more natural, I think. So anyway, that's the basic technique. The only thing you don't want to do is get the spray can too close and spray too long. You're just giving it short bursts or a quick swipe across the cloud. And you kind of just have to use your judgment, the spacing of the clouds. You can see that this cloud, the thundercloud back here, that's been painted for quite some time, and I didn't use a stencil along the top of it, but I did add a lot of airbrushed darkness in it. Now this cloud back here was done at different times than the other clouds when I rebuilt the layout. But you can see that I've added a little bit of darkness under those clouds to give it the shadow effect, which I should have done over here on the other end, but I never got around to it. But these are just examples of how you would use the template. You can see that the template is really evident in the right-hand portion of this cloud. And if you don't like the sharpness or you want to add some billowness, the cloud would be, the billowy part would be towards you, you can see the center of this particular cloud right here. And you can make this template that I have here out of just about any kind of thin cardboard. And it can be any size. I mean, you don't have to make a dozen of them. One of them could do all of these clouds just by varying the angles. Well, this is Mike. I kind of hope that clears it up, or kind of gives you an idea of exactly how the clouds are done. I guess it was not real evident in any of my videos, and I didn't really know that hadn't really explained the process of the making a template and using just a plain cardboard template. You know, you don't need anything fancy to do the top edges of the clouds. But anyway, that's how it's done. I hope you enjoyed this very short video. We'll talk to you guys whenever I get out here and get off my can and get done with the shed and do some more. Thanks for watching.